Mark Hamill is set to return as the most iconic character in the Star Wars franchise, Luke Skywalker, in Episode 9. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, a lot of people have been very curious about the character of Luke Skywalker and exactly how Mark Hamill will actually portray the character in this movie in comparison to how he portrayed him in, of course, The Last Jedi by writer and director Rian Johnson. Now, looking at Episode 9, we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio have a lot of big plans for the character of Luke in this movie. Whether it's in the form of a Force ghost or a flashback sequence, whatever have you, JJ has a lot of big plans for the character of Luke that's going to surprise a lot of fans around the world. Now, what's really interesting is that these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions. When it comes to one of the set designs, specifically one that's all meant for Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley. Mark Hamill is set to shoot a sequence with Daisy that is described as a pivotal moment for the character of Luke Skywalker, where a revelation for the character will be made that will surprise the audience and view the character in a different way. Mark Hamill will be doing rehearsals for the scene early next week and will begin filming in late December. It's described as a scene that will also serve as a lecture to Rey and for the character of Luke, making a huge statement that will surprise fans. The set is actually being designed in a sequence where the set is described as an ancient temple or ruins of sorts, and Mark Hamill will actually perform in front of a green screen, indicating he will be coming in the form of a Force ghost. So this is a huge question for sure. A lot of people have been talking about exactly what will J.J. Abrams be doing for the character of Luke Skywalker in Episode 9. Now, you guys may remember over the summer we learned that J.J. Abrams will be bringing a big revelation for the character of Luke in Episode 9, which I honestly believe that this scene falls directly in line with those plans by J.J. for this movie, is that there's going to be this sequence in Episode 9 that will actually change our perspective of the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, this also falls in line with what Donald Gleason said, I believe it was on the Happy Said Confused podcast, where he was talking about, trying to not accidentally reveal anything, and he made an example saying something in or around the lines of, Luke Skywalker said this, and that's all he said. So, what is Luke Skywalker going to say in Episode 9 that is really going to change our view of the character? For better or worse? I don't know. That's another question open on the table for discussion right now. So, when I look at the character of Luke in The Last Jedi, was I disappointed? Absolutely. Going into Episode 9 now, I really am having high hopes for this character being used in a different way, where JJ can actually use the character as a way, of course, in the Episode 9 plot to kind of just give us a big surprise for the character of Skywalker and the overall movie itself. And if you look at Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, which, by the way, if you do like that version of Luke, that is perfectly fine and okay and all. Everybody has their opinion. I just have my problems with it. That's all I'll say. But looking at Episode 9, it seems as though that JJ and Chris Terrio, they are really trying their very hardest right now at trying to develop a good movie that will honestly resonate with a lot of fans around the world, where we can expect a lot of twists and turns and surprises, which this movie is actually going to have. In fact, this movie is actually said to have a lot more twists and turns than any other Star Wars movie before. That could either be a good or a bad thing, because that could have something to do with all of the characters like Rey, Kylo, Snoke, Luke, Leia. I mean, the list goes on. So if there's too many twists, I feel like it would devalue the concept of a twist. So I think that they should honestly keep it at a minimum of, I would say, 3 twists and turns in Episode 9. Now, one of which, of course, has all to do with Luke Skywalker, something that, honestly, we expected to see in The Last Jedi, in which we technically got, but it really did not agree with a lot of fans. The big twist in Episode 8 was that, well, he was a Force projection when he was going up against Kylo Ren. That was the twist by Rian Johnson. Now in Episode 9, JJ will be offering yet another twist for the character of Luke Skywalker in the form of either a Force ghost or a flashback sequence. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's very hard to kind of think about right now exactly what kind of huge revelation will be made for the character of Luke in this movie. If you guys would like to chime in the comments section below, I would love to hear your honest opinions about about all of that and your thoughts about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.